Welcome back to another episode of Inword News. It's your boy Dre. Uh, we got a lot going on this episode. I'm doing it all myself. Fred is still resting and recovering, so I will be handling sports as well today. Let's get into it. Mr. Cosby has been released on a technicality. Bill was for sure found guilty and definitely did it. He was released because some type of clerical issue, I guess somebody filed something wrong or registered something wrong. So he got out. Like I said, he was still found guilty, all that. So, I mean, he's old as hell, and I don't want to be that guy, but he's old as hell. So, yeah. But that's not where the controversy comes in. Claire Huxtable, also known as Phylicia Rashad, tweeted and posted on Instagram her support for Bill. And now her students are on her ass. If you didn't know, Phylicia Rashad was recently appointed the dean for Howard University. So her being the dean of a university and being, most universities, not saying Howard specifically, most universities have a very big sexual assault and rape issue, mainly because it's college and rapists like to live under the guise of I'm young and drunk and blah blah blah. Rapist is a rapist. Whether you're in college drunk or sober, rapist is a rapist. So seeing a dean openly support somebody that was not only found guilty but admitted to drugging and having sex with women, yeah, like I said, I'm excited to see how Howard University handles this moving forward. And speaking of sexual misconduct, many people do not know, don't know who Allison Macked is, but she was a main character on Smallville. Smallville is one of the original live-action origin story TV shows about Superman. It was about Clark Kent from high school up until the point he became Superman. Allison Macked she played a character that was supposed to be the journalist and the reporter. So this is great. It wasn't Lois Lane. It was, I forget what her name was in the show. But a few years ago, Allison Macked got arrested for being a top recruiter for a sex cult. Not only was she a top recruiter, she also had the bright idea of branding these girls with like initials of the leader of the cult and her initials combined. It's a weird symbol. But Mack was facing up to 17 and a half years in prison. But apparently, those journalist skills she learned in the show came in handy because she had to have some dirt on somebody. Because she only got 3 years and a $20,000 fine. This ain't regular white privilege because the cult leader got 120 years. So Allison had an escape plan somewhere. Now listen, 20,000 is a lot to normal people, but Smallville ran for, it had like 10 seasons, 10, 11 seasons, so at least 10 years. She made 20,000. She was probably getting paid 20,000 an episode. So basically, one episode of her career was a fine and 3 years, like in compared to 17 and a half. Once again, 17 and a half years in comparison to the leader's 120 years, when as a recruiter, you're just as guilty as the leader. Yeah, and more sexual misconduct news. Georgia hotel owner was out here charging ass for housing. The GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, is currently investigating Bartow County Hotel for human trafficking. Apparently, the owner was forcing women to have sex with him in exchange to stay there. If you refused, he kicked you out or he evicted you. So I think this is one of those extended stay budget hotel things to where like if you can't afford a house or an apartment, it's like relatively basically like paying for like a very cheap studio. You have a bed, I think, maybe a mini fridge in the bathroom, and that's all you got. And yeah, if you couldn't afford it, I guess he was charging you for sex. If you know anybody that worked there or was possibly a victim, contact the GBI or the HSI at 1-866-DHS-2-ICE. Grand Theft Auto 5 has been out since September 17th of 2013, and they are still releasing downloadable content and upgrades for that game. Apparently, if you're sick of that game, you got a few more years because they just announced that GTA 6 is reported to launch in 2025. Now, for perspective, when GTA 5 came out, I personally was in military training. From that time when it was released to now, I personally have been on 3 deployments, got married, got divorced, been out the army for a year, bought a house, and there's still 4 more years until GTA 6 comes out. This game better be the greatest game they ever made. It better not be like what was the other one? Cyberpunk game where it was like all kinds of glitches and mess ups, and yeah, y'all better, Rockstar, you better make it. And I don't know what city they're doing, but I think I heard like New Orleans was a top city or a top contender for this new game. So if they do one in New Orleans, they better have all the bounce music. I better hear Big Frida. They better pay extra for Juvenile now. I want that soundtrack to go crazy. And now, in the musical news, Britney Spears has been in the news lately due to her conservatorship with her father. She finally got to file documents to end the conservatorship. Hopefully everything goes smoothly, because the more details that come out on this, the more the Spears family looks terrible. I've never seen people attack Jamie Lynn Spears until recently, and they've been going after her. And then Iggy just released a statement saying that Jamie Lynn Spears forced her to sign an NDA, and that Britney's not exaggerating any details about what's been going on in her family with this conservatorship. And like, it's not cool, because one, nobody should have that much control over somebody's being. Like, Britney doesn't have control over anything she does anymore. But also, like, for your grandkids to say they hate you, like, Britney's kids do not like their grandfather. And I can only imagine what they're witnessing happen with their mother. Like, hopefully Britney gets out of this. The internet has changed a lot, crazier things, so hopefully this works for her. Sorry guys. Pooh Sheisty got indicted on charges caught a while back about I guess some shooting he was allegedly a part of, all because he was on Instagram. Apparently, this generation's love for doing things on camera and social media got him caught up. Allegedly, Pooh Sheisty shot 2 people and left $41K in cash at the scene. Police zoomed in on that money, found the serial numbers, and then connected that to the serial numbers of some money Pooh Sheisty had on his Instagram, and linked the crime scene money linked the crime scene money with his personal money. And if that don't tell you about not putting everything on social media, ain't nothing left to say, man. Like, there's also reportedly a video of him, I guess, conducting the shooting. But if that's true, like, damn, what are y'all doing, man? Put the cameras down. Also, stop shooting people. Stop shooting people, then put the cameras down. Just put that in order. I ain't got too much HBCU sports. Actually, I got no HBCU sports. I'm not Fred. I don't be knowing these things like Fred. I actually learned a lot from watching Fred's segment. So if you came here for that, I apologize. All I got is 2 big stories that I caught on to, and I just had it in here for all the sports lovers. College athletes can now make money for their likeness. They can appear in commercials, video games, and now get sponsorships and endorsements. These kids can finally make some money off their name the same way these colleges was making millions from them. This can also benefit them because they can learn how deals and contracts work before they make it to the professional level. Think about how many kids take care of their family and how many couldn't make money in college. Yeah, college is free, but they couldn't make any money to kick back to the family. But now they can do that. But also, they can now find out who the leashes are before they get to the NFL and NBA. Because if you're aware, a lot of pro athletes, because they come up with nothing, when they get those big $1 million contracts, they immediately blow it trying to take care of everybody in the hood. But now that they can get a little bit of that early, they can now, kind of coast. And for the big bills come in, they can really learn this isn't what I need. So shout out to them for finally giving these kids their money. It's a lot of people that are owed money from back in the day. Yeah. Shikari Richardson is back in the headline barely a week after breaking the record for the 100-meter dash in her Olympic trials with the 10.64. That's not her final time because she qualified for the Olympics with the 10.86. This was her trials to get in, but yeah. The funny thing is she originally broke that record back in 2019 as a college freshman when she ran the 100 meter with a 10.75. So the girl's fast. I think she's currently the fastest woman in America. I don't think she's fastest in the world, but I think she is fastest woman in America. She might be the fastest person in America. I don't know if there's any guys who are faster on time than her. She's now in the headlines because they found out that she was high. She ran high, and the other girls still couldn't catch her. I think they were threatening her with ineligibility for the Olympic trial, but I think they came down with she's already dealt with the punishment. It's like 1 month suspension. She can't do the single event of the 100 meter, but she can still participate in relays. So she's still gonna win some golds at the Olympics. It just can't be individual golds. It has to be like team stuff. But came out that after her mother died, before she qualified for the Olympics, she either smoked or ate an edible, something like that. But either way, like, her mother just died. Like, come on. Y'all ain't doing everything by the book if y'all just lost a parent and then still have to, like, be on the world stage. But I'm just surprised that nobody learned from Michael Phelps. Like, they did the same thing with Michael Phelps when he broke a record high, and then he, they said he could redo the race, but he couldn't do it with any other swimmers. It just had to be him. And he did it sober and broke his record that he just broke while doing it high. Like, let this girl run. If she can run that fast high, you don't want her sober. Because she's going to destroy y'all. Like, chill out. And now on to the y'all hiring segment. The good friends over at Rose's Caribbean, they're hiring cashiers and servers. So if you need a job, apply for this nice family-owned restaurant. There's a possibility of you working 2 locations, but for the most part, I'm sure you'll be at the Peachtree Mall location. Send your resumes to rosescaribbeanarrest@gmail.com. Also tell them the Ignorant Noodle sent you. I might get a discount on my food. So that's all I'm gonna say. Help me help you. You get paid, I get cheaper than $30 meals. I might get a free patty. Like, help me out. Plug Baby is a local female producer. She's dropping hits in all genres and worked with local. She's dropping hits in all genres and has worked with local artists like Big Rez and Gumbosa. She also recently did an interview with the Free Gems Network, so go check that out if you want to learn more about her and her process and how she got to producing. Also, check out her TikTok, YouTube, SoundCloud, and all other platforms she is all other projects she has worked on all streaming platforms. Go to her Instagram. I'm sure she has direct links to all her work. Much easier than her looking up the Plug Baby, because the word "the" plug and baby is probably in like 50 million rapper names. Like, go to her page. Yeah. Let's see. My Studio is a spot in Columbus that allows you to rent out the space for video shoots, photo shoots, and even some small scenes and sets if you have a low-budget short film you're trying to film. Check them out if you're a photographer or videographer, or if you're just a customer that wants to do like brand shoots. So you can either be the shooter renting this space, or you can be a customer and just have your own photographer meet you there. So you don't have to own a camera to rent this space out. You can rent it for just about anything. Respect their space, clean up after yourselves. Don't mess it up for the person behind you. That's it. Like, be respectful. Zaya's Kitchen is a personal chef. She cooks for big events and intimate gatherings. Zaya is also willing to travel, so if you can afford travel and lodging, bring her out to where you're at for the freshest and hottest meals. She handles all meals from breakfast to dinner and every course from appetizer to dessert. She's not like a one section type of cook. Like, she cooks everything. She had like some colorful waffles. I just seen that on her page. Like, yeah, get at her, hit her up, book her, get your meals ready, hot and ready. She does family events, does like cookouts and all that. Yeah, and that's it. We'll see you guys next week.